Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. My name is Sam.
My name is Ryan.
And today we're diving into Reddit a little bit. Look at us classic YouTubers doing classic YouTube things.
Is this a classic YouTube thing?
Yeah, I think so. AITA? Is that the name of the... I'm trying so hard to not say the name that we can't say without having to censor it out. But Am I the... is a very popular subreddit on Reddit where people tell some stories and they're just asking the general public, like, hey, am I the bad guy here? Like, am I the bad guy in this situation? And you know how much we love to share our opinions on things. So we're here to tell people whether they're the or not.
So if you're not familiar with this, I mean, it's a subreddit, but it's also
subreddit.
kind of like a prompt. It's like a, people kind of like rate it in the comments and stuff. There's a rating system, okay? YTA, which is you're the... A stands for something. I'm going to say butthole instead. Can I say butthole on YouTube?
Yeah.
Great. It's just a part of the anatomy. NTA, which is you're not the butthole, but the other party is. NAH, no buttholes here. Or ESH, everyone sucks here, which is my personal favorite rating. So we're going to read a couple of stories from the AITA subreddit, and we're going to decide how we feel using this rating system.
Let's begin.
All right, here we go. Here's the first one. AITA for kicking out my sister. I, 29-year-old male, and my wife recently had a baby boy. It was an easy pregnancy, and he is now 2 weeks old. Since my son was born, my sister, who's a 32-year-old female, has been very controlling towards us on how we parent. She's been around every day since we got discharged from the hospital. Me and my wife are clearly not in the mood for her. Gosh, I wonder why. Maybe it's the newborn child that you have in your house. A few days ago, once again, she came round. While my wife was feeding the baby, obviously, my sister looked around for the formula we were using. We use Cow and Gate. Do you know what Cow and Gate is?
I have no clue what Cow and Gate is.
We're so excited to announce the official sponsor of this video, Cow and Gate. Do you have issues penning your cows? Well, use Cow and Gate, the best gating solutions for your cows. Oh, it's like a formula?
Yeah, it's a formula.
Oh. She started berating my wife for using such an expensive brand. You know, for an expensive formula brand, you'd think you'd have a better name than Cow and Gate, but I digress.
Well, but also you would think that seeing an expensive brand could potentially be like, oh, wow, like what a flex. But why would you berate someone for picking a high-priced formula? You would think that the higher price would mean like better quality, better ingredients, Papa John's.
All right, so the wife is giving the baby Papa John's. The sister is not happy about it.
Yeah.
My wife was clearly going to cry if she didn't shut up. I may have overreacted a bit and told her to get the soup out of my house. She started apologizing, but I didn't want her in my house. I kicked her out because my wife is still healing from her C-section, and I don't think she needs someone yelling at her in front of our son. So, am I the butthole? Edit. She is unable to have children.
Oh, that does make things a bit more emotionally complicated. There's some psyche we could get into there. My rating for this came to me pretty quickly. NTA. I do think the other party is at fault here. I think she's being overbearing. She's overstepping clearly, and she's making things worse.
Yeah, I think that there's a great impulse here to help your brother and sister-in-law deal with the sometimes overbearing pressures of being a new parent. I think it's noble to help your family when they have brought new life into the world. But unsolicited help, unsolicited advice, and beratement about how you would do it is really offensive. And maybe this is where I'm taking it like a step too far, but I'm not going to say in spite of the fact that you can't have kids. I'm going to say especially because you can't have kids. And I don't want to sound like, listen, if she wants kids and she can't have kids, that's a terrible thing for her. And I'm sorry that she's going to have to go through that. But like, if you have no experience and you're never going to have experience about childbearing or child rearing, what possible right do you have to show up and start yelling at a woman who is not only has just given birth, but is taking care of a baby and saying, this is how you should do it. This is the better way to do it. Get off your high horse.
Yeah, I think the important part there is just if you have no experience, then you have nothing to share.
If you want to help, then you know what you do? You show up and you say, how can I help? You don't show up and say, this is what I would do if I were you. How dare you buy this brand? Like, I'm going to show up every day even though I'm not wanted here. Like, you know, it is 2022. Maybe you send a text like, want me to come over? Need anything today? And if the answer is no, then the best thing you can do is stay the heck away because they have a newborn child. I do think this is easy. I think this is NTA for sure.
This is NTA with a little bit of, empathy, but still NTA.
Yeah, I don't have empathy. I'm sorry. Listen, all of us get, life is the confrontation of various fortunes and misfortunes, various advantages and disadvantages. That's just the way life is. No one gets to pick their lot in life, and all of us have to just deal with whatever our lot is. That does not give you free reign to have inexcusable behavior towards anyone. It just doesn't. I'm sorry that you can't have kids, random sister lady, but that doesn't give you a right to, rain down your authority on your brother and sister-in-law who just had a child and are super exhausted without you showing up and making things worse.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Here's the next one. AITA for cornering a lesbian couple into coming out to me.
Oof. Tough title. Let's see where this goes.
Before I start, it is important to know that while I am not homophobic, this is an interesting start, I am somewhat heteronormative, where if I see two men or two women together, the fact that they're a couple would be my last thought, unless it's obvious. Anyway, here I go. Note, by corner, I mean ask a question that they could not avoid telling me without explicitly lying.
Yeah, just tell me the story, person. I don't need all of this. Just tell me what you did.
In my condo complex, there was this lesbian couple with a son and a daughter. Since I knew them, I always thought they were mom friends, and the son belonged to one mom, and the daughter belonged to the other. Frequently, they would be together, so I thought the kids were friends from school, and that's how the moms became friends. Anyway, one time we were at a common room chatting about who knows what. Then, just as they were about to leave, one of them said, "Wait for your brother." This surprised me, so I said almost instinctively, "Wait a minute, brother?" in a shocked expression. After I asked this, the kid's mom almost looked nervous, but simply answered, "Yeah, we're the moms," or something along those lines.
Yeah, we're the moms. We're the moms what?
The thing is, after that, it seems like their happiness was gone. And the rest of the time we were there, it was awkward. I felt like I put them in an awkward position asking about the brother, but I was just curious. Should I have kept my mouth shut? What's interesting to me is the title of this says that they cornered this couple into coming out, but this to me sounds like a natural conversational flow.
Right.
They didn't intentionally say, "Brother, gotcha," you know?
Yeah, I mean, this just sort of seems like genuine curiosity got the best of you. You asked a question that potentially made a moment uncomfortable. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is a little small-minded of me, but because, I mean, everyone lives different ways. I kind of think that if you are two gay women with children out in the world, you're out.
My thing here, too, is this doesn't sound to me like this couple was in the closet because they said
that's
we're
exactly
the moms.
what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You're out. So it's not like these were closeted women that you outed.
Yeah.
Because they are existing in public space as a couple with children. So really what happened here is that this person is a small-minded individual. I mean, I guess I appreciate the preface or whatever, but I really don't, because it's just sort of like, I'm heteronormative in the sense that, when I see two people together, the last conclusion that I come to is they are gay. Which isn't me saying that the first conclusion that you should come to is they are gay.
Yeah.
It's me saying you shouldn't come to any conclusions. You should just see things as they are, instead of just like, oh, they're gal pals for sure. There's no chance they're gay. It's the very last possible thing they could be. It's sort of like, okay, so really what the chiron here is small-minded person sees something obvious and asks a clarifying question to come to the most logical conclusion about what this is. And it was awkward, I'm sure, because if this person is saying that they are heteronormative by default, then I'm sure when they asked, "Wait a minute, brother?" it came off as judgmental, which made these two women who are probably proudly out lesbian women feel nervous about clarifying that they were out because this person couldn't read between some pretty obvious lines. So I'm struggling here because based on everything that I just said, it feels a little YTA to me. But just based on the circumstances rather than me kind of coming to a bunch of conclusions about this person based on context clues, I think it's more NAH.
I fully think it's NAH. I mean, based off of the story that they shared, it doesn't sound like they were seeking to even potentially out this likely already out couple. This wasn't like, I always had these suspicions. Like, they fully explained that they just had a different perception of this couple and that they kind of felt bad that they made it an awkward situation potentially. So I would say NAH. Nah.
Yeah, nah is also kind of how I feel about this story. Let's get a more entertaining one.
WIBTA.
Would I be the butthole?
Got it. For denying my deceased father's girlfriend the only two things she wanted from his estate to remember him by.
Woof. Okay.
Here we go. My father passed away completely unexpectedly 2 months ago. He was twice divorced and had 3 children, 1 from his first marriage and 2 from the second. I'm from the second marriage. Sorry, for a second I just felt like I was reading one of those algebra problems like in school.
If I'm the second son from the second marriage and I have 7 apples X, how many apples X does my father's girlfriend have?
Exactly. 3 years ago, he found a new girlfriend. She's a very kind woman, and he quickly proposed to her. She accepted, but on the condition that he moved out of his old apartment. The apartment has 9 rooms, all filled with documents, memorabilia, broken or very used designer furniture, and personal items. He never moved out. He simply couldn't muster the energy to clean it all up, and so they were never married. His girlfriend isn't mentioned in any will, probably because he expected to be married to her soon enough for it to not matter. Legally, she inherits nothing. She's now asked us to give her 2 things to remember him by: a wristwatch and a silver bowl. It just so happens that these are the 2 most valuable items in the entire apartment, probably around $10,000 each.
Woof.
We don't know if he promised them to her or if she's just scoped them out when visiting him. We do know that he's already given her gifts worth around $100,000 and that she's well off financially.
Well, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. We could all really use some extra money at the moment. Some of us have small children and one is saving up for a wedding. Will I be the butthole for telling her that we're keeping the items, probably with the intention of selling them? First, I want to call back to this writer saying that she is a very kind woman.
Mm-hmm.
My impulse is going to be like, oh, wow, like gold digger, she just wants the 2 most expensive items. But she says she's a very kind woman who is very well off on her own. And she has said that she just wants 2 items to remember him by. Mm-hmm. So to me, I don't really see financial gain as a reasoning of the girlfriend. I only see financial gain as a reasoning of the family.
You're going murder mystery party with this one. You're going who has the motive.
I know. And so at least I'm just trying to figure out intentions here. And the writer very clearly said, we have the intention of financial gain. And based off the information here, the girlfriend has sentimental attachments.
Yeah, I mean, and there's actually even more evidence of this. I mean, I was reading this, I was like, girl, you wanted your boyfriend to move out of his 9-bedroom apartment? Like, that apartment sounds dope, homie. Like, clearly she is not about financial value. She's about, like, emotional value, about, you know, sort of the integrity of the moment and what have you. That's a very interesting way of looking at this. I do hate how quickly these conversations devolve into who runs the table the best. Like, your father is dead and you're all coming together to figure out how you can gain financially the most.
Like, I understand the mindset of, well, we have all of this stuff now. Like, they did legally inherit all of these belongings, and odds are they can't, on a practical level, keep everything. So I do see
No, of course.
the
On a
need to
practical
kind of
level, you have
clear.
to sell the estate. You know, it's just tough too, because it's like if the girlfriend already has money and comes to them and says, hey, I know that I'm not entitled to anything, but I would like the two most valuable things of the estate. Then it's sort of like, girl, you want for nothing. And we just lost our father and we're all poor. Why you coming over here and saying, give me the most valuable things? I mean, I would also love to just inform this person that the most valuable thing the father possesses is the 9-bedroom apartment.
Yeah,
I don't think that 9-bedroom apartment is totally valued at less than $20,000. I think that maybe it's like, yeah, take the watch, we'll sell this, and make, you know, at least $350,000.
Well,
I don't know if they're in Idaho. If they're in New York, it's like $3 million. You know what I mean?
They can like rent that out. Like,
Right,
are you
open up an
kidding me?
Airbnb.
That's amazing. That's the jackpot here. I don't know. I think I like the plot of being on the side of the girlfriend just because it's so typical to be like, oh my gosh, the girlfriend just wants the money. And it's
But
like, guys,
if she
that's
already
what you
has
want.
money and she's going to them and asking for the two most valuable things, doesn't that make her kind of a butthole?
Unless they actually do have sentimental value.
But
like, she's not thinking about the financial gain.
Right, but if she's not thinking about the financial gain, maybe she should think about the finances and have a little bit more empathy towards this poor family. And if you want something of sentimental value, get something else.
Like, she's not thinking about her own financial gain, but maybe she should think about their potential
their
financial gain.
situation, the fact that they have lost a father, and if they are not as well off as she is. I mean,
yeah.
But I'm also, yeah, she has gifts of $100,000. I'm just sort of like, how is this family like, oh, we could all use the extra money at the moment? Word? Your dad is just giving away $100,000 worth of gifts. This family feels like they're pretty well off. I don't know.
It's like, how much money is left to you in the will?
This just feels kind of like everyone sucks here.
It feels
like the girlfriend isn't really thinking about them. They're only thinking about money, but I see no evidence to suggest that they need to be thinking about money. Either it's everyone sucks here or YTA. And we just sort of decide that the girlfriend is fine. But the girlfriend isn't thinking, I don't know.
But is it the girlfriend's responsibility to think of this family's financial situation? I don't think so.
I mean, it would be the most empathetic thing to do considering that their father died.
I'm going to land on Esh.
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 Everyone
sucks here. I just think with the amount of information we have, that is the most simple way to go. But I do kind of want to watch this movie. It's just Knives Out combined with like Succession. But I want to watch it.
Well, everyone, that was a small, tasteful journey of us judging total strangers and rating them on a scale of how much everyone sucks. If you enjoyed this video, we're happy to do more because this subreddit is an infinite cesspool of people who suck in varying directions and degrees of suckage.
Oh, I didn't like that. Let us know if you guys want to see us do a part 2. As always, be sure to like and subscribe. And we will see you all very soon. Bye,
Daddy.